one of the best actors you've ever worked with, Daniel Day,
Yeah,
who is now out of retirement, so there's maybe a
yeah.
possibility you can make a fourth film together. But tell me a bit about what it's like to watch him put a performance together, and how much do you bring to those collaborations?
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. I think, you know, Daniel is kind of like a person who's so prepared, he's like off the scale, you know. He, it's almost like he feels that if he's performing somebody, he owes them his life. You know, it's
Yes.
like, it's a weird thing, you know. Oh, I'm playing Christy Brown, and in order to do that, I have to put myself through hell because I don't deserve it if I don't. It's kind of, you know,
I can kind of understand that. I
it's a
think,
spiritual thing, you know, rather than a method thing.
and it's maybe a comfort thing where him he wants to know that he's done everything he can
Yeah.
to get into this guy's under this guy's skin.
You've got it.
Yeah.
And then, so he comes and he's very prepared. And I know it'll sound nuts, but I think probably a thing that I would bring, if I bring anything, is kind of a bit of chaos.
Right? Is that useful then?
Yeah, that's just rough edges, you know.
Does that help? You know, if he's very, very prepared and has a sort of set idea what he's going to do, do you need to jiggle that a wee bit to kind of?
No, he's so fucking much of a genius. We only had one ever, you know, I wouldn't even say argument, one ever moment, and that was before my left foot. I mean, he'd no clue who I was. And after that, like, I never directed him. I didn't need to direct Daniel. I mean, you know, I had the real sense of self-worth, not that want to impose on a genius. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
And I know other people might say, "Oh, Daniel, God, you know, no." And I'm not saying, like, with Richard Harris, he was an amazing actor on stage and on film. He was great. But if he got something wrong, I would just fucking argue with him.
Yeah.
But it never happened with Daniel, you know what I mean? It just never happened. And sometimes, like, you to get a Sam Morton, you only have to turn the camera on. I mean, Sam Morton doesn't have to say that. There's so much pain in there.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Some of the time, my favourite moments where I would do the scene off with Daniel, you know what I mean? Just give it a little other twist. So I would act it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't need to act, I just need to be myself, because it always felt with Daniel that what he was doing was actual, not acting. It was actual. So it was like being, as if you imagine this room disappearing and, okay, we're in this silly room with all cameras, but it all disappeared. It's amazing.
And that must be great for the other actors as well, because, you know, if they're getting that from him, that helps them get into that zone as well. So it lifts.
And I'm delighted he's doing a movie with Ronan, who's the most magic person, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And totally beautiful human being who I know, like, so since he was a kid, you know? And, you know, that gave Daniel a great way to come back, you know?
Yeah.
To do it with his son, you know?
Yeah, well, he had a good few years off, like, so it's, you know, he's probably getting bored with his all that free time on his hands. So it's hard to retire, I'm told. If you could ever consider it, hanging it up, Jim?
Not really. I mean, I'd love to do a movie with Daniel. I don't know what it'd be.
It's only finding something that that he thought that he couldn't do, maybe, or something.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, you know?
When you be the man to suggest it to him, probably, I'd say.
Maybe he'll do, He was, There Will Be Blood was an amazing performance.
Yeah, we were just talking about it there before we came in,
And I don't know. I mean, when I see that movie now, I think, when I saw it first, I couldn't get my head around it.
Yeah, you need to see it twice, I think, at least. Yeah, it's not frustrating then, you know, it's not, because it's not a movie you made. You was like, I'd love to have done that with him, or anyway, not but to Daniel, but any actor. Sometimes you must watch films.
He's not so great in Lincoln, you know. He's a special actor, you know. He's got something unique that I don't know. You know, it's.
I wonder, does he even know? Well, he doesn't want to look at it too close to it. You never want to. Yeah. All right, Jim. Well, tell us a bit about this new film, Recreation: The Trial of Ian Bailey. It's an interesting one. It's because you've already done the documentary version of this for Sky, but does making this film yourself and bringing the case into based on reality, but sort of with actors performing as yours, and does that give you a bit more of a free rein in terms of what you wanted to say about the case?
Not so much that. I mean, you could say it in a doc, but I wanted to get an element of emotion into the story, which you can't get with a doc. You know, the only emotions in most docs now are, the Netflix doc of kind of revenge. Here's the killer, and we're going to show you how, and we're going to, the joy is going to be believing God's in his heaven and all's right with the world, and we found the killer, and it's a revenge story. That's 99% of documentaries now. I think kind of in the Bailey story, I was fascinated with it because I'd done, the Guildford 4 story and Jerry Conlon, and I thought, like, if the Englishman's wrongly accused in Ireland, I should do that as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Because I think the film, you are very much on the side of Bailey, which I think surprises people until they see the film and the evidence that you present. Because I went into it having seen the Netflix documentary, certainly, which really strongly kind of supports the fact that, or the theory that he was the killer, whereas you kind of completely unpick that.
Well, the Netflix shows, there's a scene in our film where the woman talks about him bleaching the coat in a shower, yeah? When I saw that in the Netflix doc, I got out to Dublin airport, I got on a flight, and I flew to Los Angeles. And I found out where she lived. And I drove up past Santa Barbara to a prison town where she lived. And I knocked on her door, and I said, "Why did you lie?"
Is this the producer of the film? Was it?
No, this is the woman giving evidence in the film.
Oh, okay, right.
And she admitted she lied.
Right. Did you get that on tape?
I didn't want to.
You should have doorstepped her with a crew.
I should have, but, it's kind of not my approach, really, I'm not really.
But just to know that then gives you confidence in your own theory, right?
Yeah, but the question then comes is, why did they do that?
You got Colin Meaney to play Ian Bailey as well. A silent performance, but powerful.
Yeah, well, Colin did her as a favour to me because I know him 50 years and he's
your old neighbour, isn't he, from New York days?
Yeah, no, from back in Dublin.
All right.
Oh yeah, we Abbey School.
Okay, yeah.
Then London. Then we went to New York. Then he went to LA. And each place I seemed to go with him or be with him, but never work together.
Okay. This is the first time you worked together, really? Wow.
Yeah. Okay. And he's got a great presence,
He definitely does. Yeah.